Kallen. Welcome back to A Brighter Day TV. This is episode 3. My name's Michael Hurwitz, and I'm the Senior Executive Director of A Brighter Day. And again, I have Elliot Kallen with us today. He is the founder and president of A Brighter Day. Elliot, can you hear me okay?
I can. It's great to be here, Michael.
Thanks for joining us again. Thank you. Today, I'd like to discuss what we do at A Brighter Day and some of the methods and reasons we do some of the things that we do, including today's topic, which is our Teen Band Showcase. So what are teen band showcases? What are they meant for, and how do we accomplish our goals?
So, Michael, our first thought was, what do teens have in common with each other? And when we questioned that, our first answer was sports. Well, we were way off base because that's not what they have in common. But what they do have in common is music. Every teen likes some form of music. Not my music, not your music, not necessarily rap or hip hop, but their music, whatever it might be. And so we thought we've got to do a music-based charity to reach as many teens as possible, and that's our goal. So we took a very old concept called Battle of the Bands. Of course, the word battle causes stress, so we changed that to Teenage Band Showcases. We thought, let's run free teen band showcases all around the Bay Area where we can expose as many teens, maybe their parents if they want to come as well, to the music. The music is free, the event is free, and at the end of every event, we hand out a backpack. You know the string backpacks? You've seen them in all the malls, kids have them. And in these backpacks are resources filled with stress and depression. Now, I don't mean like a sponge ball or a squeegee ball or something to lower your stress. I mean, real solid information on where they call and who do they call and what do they do if they're feeling a certain way. If you're a parent, how do you know your child is feeling a certain way? If your friend is feeling a certain way, what can you do? And if you're feeling a certain way, what can you do? So these events are free, and every winner of every showcase we've had has received free studio time. So what band would not want to receive free studio time if you're from 13 to 17 or 18 years old?
Well, we've talked about why music, and that makes a lot of sense, but why teens? Why are we specifically targeting teens for these events?
So my son, of course, it was his suicide at age 19 that gave us the motivation to begin this charity. And I really believe that there are so many adult charities out there, very good charities, so many adult charities that are touching people, but there are very few that touch teens, very few. And when we started to do our research, we found that teens knew nothing that was going on out there. Schools had a little bit, an inch worth of material to give out, but teens were lost. So the greatest impact we could have on life is touching our teens, our young people, and we could affect them before they settle into a lifetime of stress and depression. We can get them early on, and we can give them the tools to solve their issues with stress and depression.
Yeah, I understand. Great answer. All right. Let me ask you this. How are these teen showcase events organized? Who puts them together? Who coordinates? How do we make this happen?
It's a great question because I get asked that all the time. At the end of the day, we are the producers and coordinators of this event as a charity. And sometimes we're the roadies and we're the cleanup crew as well. So we picked a location. Most venues, all but one, gives us a venue for free. We try to pick a neutral venue, so it's not a particular high school auditorium, but it's something more neutral, so it's just not people from that high school coming. So it could be a community center, a YMCA, a JCC, an outdoor field, something like that. We put these concerts on. We ask that the town leadership, the youth leadership from each town, usually either in high schools or sponsored by the departments of recreation, disseminate this marketing information. We print the flyers, we print the posters, we give them out for free. Everything is free about these concerts, except for maybe the food truck that shows up, and which we don't get a piece of that. So we have these information out, and mostly these are word of mouth. So the bands are word of mouth. Of course, we post them on our website at www.abrighterday.info. And teens start registering again for free. and they come and they tell their friends. So we've had from 150 to almost 300, 400 people in San Ramon come to a concert, all by word of mouth and by the youth leadership helping out, getting the information out, and even helping out that night as volunteers.
That's fantastic. So who all attends? I mean, it's obvious that we get some teens together and they create small groups or bands and then they participate, but who else attends these teen showcase events? Is it just the teens?
Well, our first thought was, why don't we just have teens and no adults so the teens can be themselves? But starting literally from the very first concert, the parents of the teens wanted to come. Then some of the principals wanted to be there. And some of the guidance counselors and college counselors wanted to know, okay, we're giving out college scholarships. What's this all about? And guidance counselors were hearing things about us. So it's now probably 85% teens and 15% adults at this point showing up.
And are these generally open to the public?
100% open to everybody. We don't charge anything at all. We call the local police just to make sure that there's a presence. We're not going to have any problems with anybody there. And it's just meant to be a very, very fun night for mostly teens and some adults.
So in the end, then, what's the goal? Why are we doing teen showcase events? What's the goal for us at A Brighter Day? But also, what's the goal for the teens?
So obviously, Michael, not everybody coming there has stress and depression. There's no qualifier at all to get there. It's just a fun night. And hopefully most don't have issues with depression. But, you know, in recent studies, just about every teen has issues with stress, going to college, getting good grades, pleasing their parents, pleasing their coaches. There's a lot of stress out there, maybe more than when you and I grew up. But there's plenty out there. But most people, unfortunately, don't know how to cope with the stress. So our goal is to disseminate as much positive information as we can and resources so teens can help themselves a little bit, or parents can help teens out, or teens can help their friends out with these free resources as easily as calling 211 if they're in trouble. So we're touching teens, and we know from letters we have received, we are changing the lives of teens one teen at a time.
Well, I have one more question, and that is, how do we measure success? How do we know that what we're doing with the Teen Showcase events is successful for both us and for the teens?
That's a great question, and we ask that of ourselves every day. We don't have a survey that we've created yet to follow up with teens. We're keeping this anonymous, but we also know that the number of teens asking for college scholarships has grown fourfold. The number of teens that are sending, and parents that are sending us emails and letters and cards of thank you and pulling us aside and can we just express our appreciation has grown dramatically as well. And principals are now calling us and saying, thank you, what do you have? So that's a great thing. So mostly we know we're judging success by the amount of people we're touching. And in 4.5 short years, we've handed out about 1,500 backpacks with resources to teens and about 500 to adults. So we're touching people every day.
All right. Well, that was all the questions I had for you today. Is there anything you'd like to ask me?
So, Michael, in your vision as the executive director, senior executive director, in 2 years from now, where do you think this charity is?
Well, that's a great question. Obviously, we have big dreams. This charity is growing rapidly from a small East Bay Area local organization. And as we spread out and touch more lives and more people are asking us to come further and further away. So I see this organization growing not only within ourselves, but also in area chapters so we can have farther reach outside of the Bay Area. And also as an organization that partners with other organizations as a provider, as helping them get the word out about teen stress and depression and helping them within their own organization. So I see in a couple of years' time us really developing a wider reach.
Great. Well, I look forward to working with you and taking this charity, this foundation national, and touching as many teens and young adults as we can.
Well, thank you again. And for A Brighter Day, my name's Michael Hurwitz with Elliot Kallen. We want to thank you for joining us and keep in touch. We're going to be producing lots of these videos for you, more coming soon. Thanks again. Bye for now.